Hello, everyone. My name is Ohm, and I'm going to give you a quick rundown, quick demo of my Chrome extension project, which is a web application monitor. So this is my GitHub repo. It's public, in case you ever want to take a look at it. My README has some basic information, uh, you know, architecture overview, how I've put everything together, a quick start in case you want to install it on your own device, try it out for yourself, the project structure and what technology I've used. So this is a Chrome specific, like a Chrome extension. So obviously I use TypeScript over here. Um, without further ado, I will get right into it. So once you've plugged in the extension, this is what it looks like. You'll get this pop-up over here. You then have the option to enable or disable the logging of all of these three, or any of these three, whichever you want. Network requests, console errors, authentication tokens. By default, these are all disabled. So no, it's not going to overrun your PC. Don't worry about that. When you are working on your own page, you go to that web page. For example, over here, this is Hugging Faces agent course. You go over here and you enable. I'm enabling all three just to give you guys a look at what it looks like, and refresh. There we go. So now let's head over to the dashboard right here. So as you can see, this is very fresh. This just happened just now. I am going to disable that. So here you will see, oh, wait a second. This isn't the top request from Hugging Face. No, it's from Reddit. Why are you getting something from Reddit? Well, because I've also got Reddit getting logged over here. So all of this will continue unless you disable it. Um, Now these network requests, I'll show you all three in a row. But network requests gives you the basic rundown, what method is being used, the URL status, a size. Here's a size breakdown in case you want to see the original size after truncation, including the headers and whatnot. Here's a headers preview. This is a little bit messy to look at. So double click. There you go. Um, this is all the same details. You can take a look at it, how the data was broken down, but you'll get some more information. These are the headers over here. Request headers, response headers, whatever you want to see, along with their values. You can copy them if you like. Don't copy them, up to you. All of this information, very visible. You can also see the body, the request body, and if there's a response body, you'll see that as well. Right here, JSON format. Sometimes they're not in JSON format. Sometimes it's just like a simple OK, or they give like just a response um, status code. You'll see that if that's the case. You can also see performance over here. So DNS lookup, TCP connect time, SSL handshake time, request waiting. Usually these are the main three that you'll see. The request waiting time, time to first byte, and content download. These are the most common. You're not always going to see the others, just because the information isn't always publicly available because of the Chrome's CORS, CORS over here, protocol. That's fine. If it's available, you'll see it. If not, unfortunate. Um, there is also an analysis of the compression that goes on with the headers and whatnot. And then if you do need it, I also have the raw JSON available. You can copy this too. The raw JSON of all the data. Now, I have set in the settings a truncation because otherwise this would just get messy. If you know what I mean, it would use up a lot of space. I am using IndexedDB, so all this is being stored on your local device in the uh, web browser itself. I'm sorry for the lag. In the web browser itself, so no issue there. Um, if you want, you can just delete whichever you don't want. You know. Moving on to console errors. Now, I'm not going to get any console errors from this, so I used another site, Yahoo Finance. They end up getting a lot of these. Really not sure why. Let's take a look at this one. So you can get basic basic stuff, the severity. So the severity is going to be info, warn, or error. You'll see that there's a timestamp. This is from a little bit earlier when I was testing things out just to make sure everything's working just fine before I showing you guys. You'll see the message, the URL. You can also see the stack trace for this is primarily for debugging. Um, you can take a look at this whenever you want. And then the message. And there's also going to be a complete error object, which is sort of like in the backend. You can take a look at that through this as well. No issue. Take a look at whatever other errors you end up getting here. You can take a look at those just fine. No issue at all. And for the last one, token events. Generally, this is something that you're going to find when you're logging into some place. So I have used Reddit. You're going to see event type. So there's verified over here. There's also acquire over here. You'll see that too. Now, if I double click on this, you will get basic details. Now, sometimes there's going to be a related network request, which is corresponding to it. In this one, it was not. You'll see the URL, the method, status, the value hash, all of that, and the raw JSON as well, in case you need it. Let's see this one. Does this? No, it does not. Let's see if we can find one. Oh, nope. Nope. There we go. Found one. So here we have a map. There is a network request that directly corresponds to this token event. You can see all of their details here too. You don't have to like move around or whatnot. Just looks a little bit different, that's all. Request, response, there you go. All of the information is right here. You can copy it if you so desire. You can also export this. By the way, there is a search feature over here. So let's see. Yeah. So you can like filter through this stuff in case you need it. No issue at all. Works just fine. Now you can export whatever data you need. If you want to, it's going to export as a CSV. You can export the network requests or the console error, whatever you want. Totally up to you. Whether you just want the current page you've opened, or you want all pages, or you want a specific page range, that's also up to you. Um, if you, for example, put in a filter, you're going to get this right here. For example, these are the only Reddit results you're going to get. We can export your network requests. Just do current page only. No issue at all. You'll get only the filtered results. Um, so that is that. Oh, there's also a light mode in case this fits more of your taste. Not my taste, but it's up to you. To each their own, you know? I hope you didn't think that was all, because there is more. Here we go. I've got a control panel, so I'm gonna just lock this in place. Um, Here I get an overview how many network requests we've got. There's quite a bit over there. Console errors, token events, and how many tabs are actively locked. This is just to be sure, you don't accidentally leave something logging over time. Of course, because of the way Chrome works, it will deactivate after a while, like the uh, the tab will go dormant. Still, it's always best to be safe. You can also remotely activate or deactivate all of the logging for any web page that is open. So this is, for example, this is the Hugging Face that I showed you earlier. If you go over here, you will notice, hey, wait a second, I disabled it. Yeah, it's because I enabled it right here. I can disable it from here as well. No issue at all. So I'm back in Hugging Face. There you go, it's all disabled. So, pretty neat, huh? Back to the overview. So you have seen the data tables. Now I will show you my timeline view. This is a neat feature that I've been working on. Um, you can see the physical layouts of how the recorded elements are distributed. You can see exactly what time period it's showing for and what the scope is. If you want, you can zoom out over here. It's a 6 hour period. You can zoom out pretty far, but I mean, up to you. Um, the furthest is all time. This just shows you sort of like an overview of everything. Let's zoom back in all the way there. You can also zoom in by double clicking, by the way. You can double click on a bubble and it'll zoom in. Now, though, as you'll notice here, now that I've zoomed into half an hour, I'm seeing individual events. What's going on here? Well, these are cards that you can take a look at. These are network request events. Shows all the same information that we saw in the table format, just a little bit different. So that way you can see, with respect to other requests, what's going on here. Body, response, timing, all of that. You can see all of that. Copy it now. There are two unique icons over here. You can do it through this card, or you can do it directly here, right? Completely up to you. This is a bookmark card. I have bookmarked this particular network request. So now it's saved in my bookmarks. I can go here. I can take a look at all that information right here, no issue at all. I can also navigate right back to where it was. I can remove the bookmark. Now, you'll notice that there are console errors and token events. Why do they show 0? That's because in this particular scope of time, there are none recorded. Let's zoom out a little bit. Let's do that. Oh, there you go. There's a console error. There's token events over here. Just going to double click till we find one. There we go. There's a verified token event right here. Raw JSON, all the same information you want. Now I went over the bookmark. Oh, there you go. There you can see it. I went over the bookmark button. There was another button over here. What's this do? This is compare. So you can compare up to 4 different events. In case this is for testing purposes, of course. You can, there you go. You're comparing up to 4. You know what? Let's look for a 5th one. Let's compare a 5th one. What happens then? So as you'll see, we have it separated for the network requests, the console errors, and the token events. Now, in the token events, you will see the primary 4, and you will also see Q. So there are a few things here. So either you can just delete. I'm not going to do it now. Why not? Let's show you. There are 4 compare slots. You can remove one, and whatever is next in line, next in the queue, it's going to pop right in there. So now we have 4 in the token. Here you can see all of these synced. You can see them at a time in case you're trying to compare and see multiple token events at the same time. Debug things, basically. This is sync scroll and sync select. You can turn them off if you want. Like you can turn off sync select and then it's only going to show for the individual one. You can turn off sync scroll as well. It'll only scroll whatever the individual item that you're scrolling on. You can turn it back on. It'll works just fine. Pretty nice, I'd say. Let's say we put a bunch of these over here. You can scroll individually too, because sometimes, like with network requests, you're going to get a bunch of them at a time. Very understandable. Over here. So as you can see, I have set a bunch in compare for network requests. So earlier I had shown you with token events of deleting. Now, if I press this in the queue, what does this do? I can replace any of these events in those 4 compare panels. Let's replace this one. There we go, that's been replaced. And now, as you can see, this is the new network request replaced in the panel. And it's been replaced into the network queue. Pretty neat, pretty neat. You can also filter based off like last 5 minutes, last 10 minutes. It'll show the scope and what time period it was recording all of that. Um, you can also do like a custom time period in case there's a specific time period within which you had logged those network requests and you want to take a look at those particularly. That's fine too. And then there's the all time. So here, I don't have that many events recorded, but um, if there's like hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands, you will see them split according to time periods of specifically when they were most active or when you were most actively recording these events. And you can then jump to that scope. You can see what kind of events they were in. You can view them in the timeline, no issue at all. Total events, time span. So as you can see, I've just been doing this for the demo purposes. You'll see the first event, last event, all of that. If I click on this, it'll take me to that time period, to that 24-hour time period. Now, if we go back to the data tables, you will notice over here, there is an icon that I didn't show you. I think I showed you the delete icon. Show that once more, just for the giggles of it. There's another icon, an action icon over here. This takes you to that particular event in the timeline. Makes it easier to navigate, you know what I mean? You use these arrows to go left and right, to move around. You use these to zoom in and zoom out. Here is the scope. Here is the showing time period. So I believe, yes, I believe that is everything. Oh, that was close. One last thing. So if we zoom in, okay, let's go, okay, and we click on this. Okay, we've viewed it, we've taken a look at it. You'll notice it's a little bit more transparent, right? Than say this, which we have not taken a look at. In the settings, you have the option to choose two things. One, how opaque is a card going to be after it's been viewed? Do you want it completely transparent? Do you want it completely 100% at 100% opacity? Save it. So over here, this is 100% opacity. Let's make it basically invisible. Still visible if you need to, but up to you how you want it. Um, you can also disable this tracking, like you don't necessarily have to have that feature on, it's up to you. I keep it on, it's nice. Also, how long does it stay faded? What if I want to reset a session? How do I do that? So there are three modes. There's this session. So the second I navigate to another, for example, the data tables, that's going to disappear. It's no longer going to remember which events I've been taking a look at. It can do it for 24 hours. The browser will keep it on, but it'll reset after 24 hours, after a day. Or you can just leave it permanent. It's not taking up that much storage. It's not an issue at all. You can also turn off the visual indicators, the opacity issue if you want. Up to you. Um, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to leave it at 75 and save. There you go. A little bit more visible. So now I believe that is everything for my timeline. Oh, this is in case you want it. Here is the light mode for whoever prefers this. Not my preference, but it's up to you. Anyways, let us move on to the last feature, the statistics dashboard. So what this dashboard shows is statistics regarding the events that we are recording. Different kinds of errors, the unique domains that you'll see here, the success rate, not that great as you can see for the events that have been logged, the max response time, this is pretty hefty. You can see all of that, average response time, total requests, total errors, all of that. You can see all of that. Now, this is for everything put together. Or we can also sort it if you want, whatever, whatever you want. Anyways, these are global statistics. These are for every single event recorded for however many records considered. If you have a lot more and you don't want to like use up a bunch of like resources, unnecessarily loading information that you're not even going to look at. Just keep it low. Not an issue at all. We don't have that many right now, as you can see over here. So the stats aren't going to be changing that much. Let's refresh things. I will show you now the domain statistics. These are specific to the domains that have been logged. So there's Coursera. Nothing has been logged here, but there are resources that have been uh, measured by this before. So individual events aren't being logged. So there's no issue there. Uh, Over here, you will notice Reddit space, GitHub, Hugging Face, and then the primary Reddit. So you can also break this down, see what the individual subdomains look like that are being recorded, their average response time is, success rates, token events, errors, or requests. So I used Yahoo Finances for the errors. So as you can see, you'll get more of the errors from this. Um, These are domain-specific statistics. There are also domain web resources that are tracked and taken a look at. You can see the different subdomains, what's being used over here. I do have a guide for the different icons that are used: assets, services, privacy, analytics, libraries, all of that. That's what the different icons here mean. Um, we can also take a bit of a deeper look into it over here. You can search things as well, search the different libraries, all for the different domains and subdomains. Whatever resources they're using, you're going to see right here. Um, that is for the domain stats. I'm going to move right back to global stats, and I'm going to show you something interesting. Here is a charts view. So there are a bunch of charts that show the different kind of statistics of the different values that are saved and logged, different errors. There's the error frequency over time. You'll see that. Obviously, this isn't that much because we haven't been recording for that much. There are only 8 errors in total. Let's see, what about requests over time? There we go. So this is when I initially showed you guys, um, or this is when I initially recorded or logged some of the requests to show you guys. This is dark mode. There's also a light mode. Light mode looks a little bit better in my opinion for the some of the charts, but it's up to you. Um, there's the different HTTP method distribution. Let's see, request of time by day. Oh my, I wonder why. Yeah. You can also just show all the charts at once. That's fine. There's no issue there. You can get quite a bit of information like the different endpoints where the traffic is coming from. You can also show the top. There aren't that many, but top 5 domains. You can just split them up by domains. These are the only 3 that I've been using for the test data to show you guys a little bit. Um, yeah, there's quite a bit of information here. This is another payload size distribution. So there's an original size and then there's the stored size. So as you can see, some of these are being truncated because the max size, we can't have network requests storing 1.2 megabytes every time they come in. So it does get truncated. You'll get like the statistical distribution as well over here. Outliers, maximum, third quarter, all of this. You'll see all of it. You can also see it as a timeline. Obviously, there's only one time that you're going to see all these, um, so it's not really showing like the over time part. But you'll see it if you get more time varied data for it. So yeah, I'm going to go back. I'm going to hide these. Not going to unnecessarily use up resources. I'm going to move back to my domain statistics over here, my domain stats. And here, you can also see charts for the individual domains. All of this. There aren't that many charts, but it gives you the general overview of what's going on, the response time, how it's distributed, the different status codes you're getting, top URL paths within that domain, and the activity. That gives you a pretty good core performance. So Yahoo Finance, do better. No, I'm joking. This gives you an overview of everything. Am I missing anything? I believe I have shown you all. So the light mode over here. I will also show you the settings. There aren't that many settings, but basically, if you want to truncate the body size, how big you want the body size of the requests and JSON formatting to be stored. Um, this is the storage usage that's being used. Technically, we could be storing whatever your hard disk size is, but I'm keeping it 100 megabytes. I've set automatic truncation for that. Once it's Once the limit is exceeded, automatic data pruning will begin to maintain performance. Um, Also, there is chart refreshing, so I have it set to manual. If you want, you can do it and leave it automatically. You can have the charts refresh the information in case you're getting like hundreds of requests every minute or every second. You can set it to refresh at different intervals, up to you. I will warn you, it uses a little bit more resources. There's a lot less CPU usage if you just leave it at manual. Um, or yeah, you can just manually refresh the charts over here. No issue at all. But yeah, I'm sorry, let me show this to you properly. Let's do an automatic and save these settings. And then let's go to the dashboard. There we go. So every 30 seconds, the charts are going to refresh with the most up-to-date um, data points that are being logged. All of that will be seen right there. I believe we have everything. I've shown you everything. Just a quick last overview. We have the logging control. We have the data tables, network requests, console errors, token events. We have the detailed view, whatever you want to take a look at right here. We have the timeline view in case you want to see time-wise how these are distributed. We have bookmarks as well as the comparison window over here. We have the statistical dashboards. We have both chart view and list view, global stats, domain specific stats, domain chart over here, domain web resources. All of this is logged as well. How many records are to be considered at a time when dealing with these domain stats, global stats, chart view, all of that. This takes you to the same thing. So, I believe that is everything. Thanks for sticking around for this long. Uh, have a nice day.